Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pro Wrestling World Talks with Dan and Mac.
Boy, I was totally prepared to come onto this program because Saturday I came out of everything okay. I didn't hate things, didn't love it, but I didn't hate things. And then Saturday night and Sunday, I felt like I had to be a therapy session for certain people in my friends group that were just couldn't let it go. It just couldn't.
Not me for a change.
Not for you. Not you. You were fine. You were fine. You were like me. We just walked away from it. Just like it is what it is. Could have been worse. Could have been better. But it could have been a lot worse. Yeah. Hello, everybody, and welcome to PWW Talks. I am your host, Dan, joined, of course, as ever, by my best friend of over 20 years and my wrestling life mate, partner, Mac. Mac, thank you for coming onto the program this week and to discuss and review what was, I guess you could say, a very mid Royal Rumble. But Monday, we did all right there. Somehow, the tribal chief saves the day yet again. Of course, we'll start of course with our adventures to the movie theater to watch the Royal Rumble, which turned out to be because that was a negotiation because. You know, we did have an outstanding invitation to go elsewhere, and we were just like,
You want to do something different.
Big screen, popcorn, soda, which you can find out if you get the large. It's unlimited. So
thank you, Regal Movie Theaters.
Holy crap. The fact that I could find out, you know, you start off the beginning of the night, and you're like, the women's Royal Rumble. And then you got the men's Royal Rumble later on. So you're just like, yeah. And that'll probably be us. Of course, we'll discuss that later. But will we be doing a Regal again? If they offer it for a certain event, we might be doing that. So
I feel like that's WrestleMania next year. If obviously it's in Saudi Arabia, we're not going to go. It's another afternoon show like this one was.
Yes, but
definitely in the works for sure.
I feel like this year it should be live anyways. It should be on the table considering the main event for night 2. But of course we will get to that.
What will probably be night 2? We don't know.
Yes.
But yeah.
No, it's going to be night 2. This is the quite possibly the biggest match you could possibly put on the table for the event. Which perish the thought if certain people were still not hurt that what would have happened had that person been able to perform for that program. I just thought about it now and a shiver went up my spine just because
that happened like mid-sentence too, by the way. I could see that. Ooh.
Yeah, because you're thinking about it because all of a sudden you're just like, because everything's good now, but then you just think about it like what the possibilities would have been had this person not gotten hurt. And it's just like, it's not good at all. No one wants to see that. But thank you to Regal Cinemas for being able to put this on a nice little afternoon getaway. It was nice to be able to get out of there at 6:00 at night. Going to after Market Basket, not great, but somebody wanted sugar-free cream. Guess I'll go to Market Basket and try not to die. I did love it how at one point I audibly said where somebody heard it.
Where the fuck is the milk?
Where the fuck is the milk? And somebody just they didn't even bat an eye. They didn't even reprimand me for saying it. They're just like, oh, it's actually on the other side in the back. I'm like, thanks.
Yeah, all the way across the store, by the way.
They got to get that a lot, you know?
All the way across the store.
Because you think, because that's normal places that I go to, usually where the freezers are is where the milk is, right?
Or an acceptable proximity within an aisle or two, we'll say.
Exactly. But usually that's it. That's where the milk is. It's usually by the freezers or like the regular like walk-in like fridge areas. You know, the cool areas, right? This time it was on the other side of the supermarket, and I just was like, how does this make sense? How does this like even possible?
I feel like it didn't make any sense, honestly.
It didn't make sense any at all. And I feel like Seinfeld here. Why do people but more or less the Royal Rumble of 2026.
So to be transparent for a second, you and I did not watch the pre-show.
No, we did not.
So we actually missed, it looks like, 2 dark matches. So I don't know if this was in the pre-show or if it was after, but there were 2 dark matches. So we'll talk about those real quick because they're throwaway matches, I feel like, anyways. Matches that maybe people would be interested, maybe not. But apparently the Wyatt Six, which was Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy, defeated the MFTs, Solo Sikoa, and Tama Tonga. Okay. The other one was a 6-man tag match. Motor City Machine Guns and Shinsuke Nakamura versus the New Day with Grayson Waller.
Okay.
Yeah, just kind of odd, I felt like. I felt that was like, okay, I guess we'll talk about real quick those, but those don't do anything. That's booking talent on an international show. Good for you, I guess.
They flew all the way over there, especially too, considering that Shinsuke Nakamura has won a Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And he was in the pre-show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So glad I made that trek, right?
Yeah. I'm scrolling through the wiki, but I don't see when these matches occurred. Maybe it was pre-show, maybe it was after, but
because according to Adam Pearce, the Rumble was full.
Yeah.
I guess.
Clearly. We'll talk a little bit about that later on because I feel like that's a little bullshit, honestly. And I'll save that for later because I have grievances about that. Anyways, we'll get into the Women's Rumble. So I cleared up all the pictures. We're just going to have it right to the winner, which was Liv Morgan. About time.
Finish.
About time.
Finish. Yes. But I adored the finish. Just because the fact that the last 3 was Sol Ruca, Liv Morgan, Tiffany Stratton, which honestly, for about 30 seconds there, I thought Sol Ruca was going to win the fucking thing.
I thought it was good. As soon as she went for the Soul Snatcher on the apron, I was like, this is Tiffany's match to lose. But Liv Morgan's right behind her, so...
Yeah, it's just like, bam. But I love the finish. Absolutely adored it. And the fact is that the fact is with the Royal Rumble winners, both of them, but we're talking about the women's one, the right person won both matches.
I 100% think that the vitriol that we've seen on the internet is not related to the Women's Rumble at all.
No, not at all.
I'm just going to be honest about that now.
No, I feel like that this match was solid. Talk about the record that Charlotte Flair passed. I don't know if you saw this. Charlotte Flair lasted longer than the entire men's Royal Rumble matches runtime.
Yep. Charlotte Flair was indeed the Iron Woman of this match for sure.
Of the night. She outlasted the entire men's Royal Rumble's match time.
Yeah.
What a performance. Again, though, Sol Ruca, another great performance. Lash Legend, great performance.
So hold on. Let's do this. Instead of just trying to name them all, I have it up right now. So I'm just going to go 5 at a time. We'll talk a little bit about each 5. So the first 5, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss at number 1 and number 2, which I thought was funny. It got a little dumb by the time number 3, Kiana James, came out, but it kept me entertained for a couple minutes at least. Then Kiana James,
great performance, really
100%.
Underrated performance.
100%. She was in there 27 minutes, which is a lot longer than I would have given her credit for. Number 4 was Nia Jax, and number 5 was Ivy Nile.
Yeah.
I didn't hate any of this, honestly.
No, I didn't hate any of this at all. Like I said, what's funny is the women's match, I never really sat there and I was just like bored.
No, not at all.
I felt like it was I felt like it was just like a lot of fun. And two, you didn't know who was going to win from the beginning to the end, which is important. I think when you go into matches like this.
Yep, I agree. So 6 through 10 is Lola Vice, Candice LeRae, Jordan Grace at number 8, Becky Lynch, and then Sol Ruca was number 10.
Again, I thought Jordan Grace had a standout performance as well.
Oh yeah, I think was tied for second with a few people with 3 eliminations. She did really well.
I would have enjoyed though if she at least was in the final 4 or final 6. I thought she got eliminated a little too quickly.
She did. So Jordan Grace was only in there for about just shy of 15 minutes, which, to be fair, was kind of average actually for a lot of the talent. Honestly.
That's true.
So I didn't hate that. Becky at number 9 was kind of fun. We'll talk about more of the other entrants that she interacted with when they come up. But Sol obviously was one of the last 3 to come out. She started at number 10. So outside of Charlotte Flair, she did pretty fucking well, honestly.
She did. No, she did real well.
Yep. So 11 through 15 we'll do Roxanne Perez, Maxine Dupree, Natty, Liv Morgan, who was the eventual winner, was number 14. And then at number 15 was the bruiser of the match, Lash Legend.
Natty with kind of a sleeper performance, considering the fact that she knocked off Maxine Dupree and Becky Lynch, and kind of like one of those like, oh shit, didn't expect that moment. Becky's still in a position where you're kind of like, yeah, she's probably going to be there in like the final 6 or 7 maybe. But no, she got eliminated like in the middle of this thing.
It sets up her and Natty for her title.
It does.
Which is good, which is fine with me. But yeah, Lash Legend was like the monster of this match. I was really mad at these Saudi Arabia fans that were chanting overrated. I remember turning to you and go, no, she isn't. No, she isn't. And just kind of looking at some of her eliminations, thinking the same thing, like, that's not overrated, guys.
Well, I mean, you saw their, considering the fact that they did not even show up for a sellout for the first match. So it's like...
Well, that tells you all you need to tell you about.
That's all you need to know.
Yep.
So,
all right, let's keep going. So 16 through 20. Apparently, she has dropped her last name and is now referred to just as Zelina and not Zelina Vega. Raquel Rodriguez. Number 18 was Chelsea Green. Number 19 was Julia. And number 20 was Io Sky. Again,
another solid 5 talent. Chelsea, I thought, made me laugh quite a bit this match.
She had a lot of great moments in this match.
Especially, too, with, like, all of Judgment Day.
Yep. I liked her and Rhea saluting each other. That was funny. I liked Alba Fire getting involved, too, with, making sure that she could crawl while Chelsea was standing on her back and stuff. It was fun.
It was.
It just proves to me, again, that WWE Creative has no idea what to do with her, and it's really sad to me.
It really is. It's just, like, do you understand, though, the talent that you have here?
Yep.
Like...
100%.
And now she is in a position she could go to AEW, because AEW is like, they have a lot more of those comedy gimmicks in the women's division where it's like, all right, you look at Harley Cameron and things like that.
I think she's safe because they just brought Matt Cardona back, obviously. So
obviously,
I don't think she's going anywhere, but I wish they would do more with her. Is what I'm trying to say.
I agree.
All right, we can sit here and tout that flag all we want, but I'm just going to continue here with the next 5. So number 21 was Asuka, number 22 was Rhea Ripley. So just to kind of recap the last 3, Io Sky, Asuka, Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
Just if you couldn't tell of a theme here with starting with Alexa and Charlotte, there's definitely a theme here of their entrance. But anyways, number 23 was Bayley, number 24 was JC Jane, and number 25 was Nikki Bella.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't say anything about your solid talent remark with that last one right there, can you?
Well, so notice something.
What's that?
That comes into play later on with Nikki when she came out. Because you
the one I pointed out?
Yeah, you pointed out to me, and I was just like, fuck, I hope you're wrong.
Yeah, and I ended up being right. So
your word.
When we get to number 30, I'm going to recant at least one of our stories here, I feel like. Maybe not a story, but a very sad state of affairs, I feel like. Ugh. Just in context. But you're right. We'll just keep going here. So that was number 25. So really, it is the last couple here. So 26 through 30. Number 26 is Lyra Valkyria. Number 27 is Kalani Jordan. 28 was Kairi Sane. Number 29, and we saw her tonight, or excuse me, a couple nights ago. Apparently, I don't know what day it is. On Monday Night Raw, it was the returning Brie Bella. And apparently, it is not a one-off because, as I said, she was on Raw. And then number 30, as a lot of people were probably thinking was going to happen, there was a big return outside of that, and it was returning after months, Tiffany Stratton.
Well, that was good. I was still groaning about the return of Brie Bella.
Yeah. So this, I will say the one thing about not just the Rumble, but just all of the matches of the Rumble, because I want to make that clear. Like, there's the Rumble matches, and then there are the other matches, but I feel like all the matches were very predictable.
It was that, well, especially too with, well, we'll talk about it later on, but that one of the singles matches where that involves somebody that in that audience is beloved, but everybody I think kind of knew. He's probably not going to win.
Yeah, I felt like the crowd reaction.
Funeral.
Yeah, I felt like the crowd reaction was a little over the top at some points, and that was one of them as well. But the overrated chants for Lash Legend and some of the other stuff I was seeing and hearing.
You know what, the craziness for Brie Bella, I was like it just drove me crazy because it's like, why is she getting one of the most beloved reactions of the night? It's like, is it because of who she's married to? Is it the residual?
Oh, I feel like that's 100% considering the yes chance. Even if she did do the yes kicks, fine, sure, whatever. But still, it's him. You know, I never felt that was her. But to go back to what you were saying, so those that were watching, obviously, and were able to pick up on like clues. Obviously, they're wearing bodysuits because they're in Saudi Arabia, and that's the agreement. And Nikki Bella has the suit on, and on the back is emblazoned 02. And if you recognize anything about the Bella twins, they have 01 and 02. So the fact that it was that, and yeah, I know she comes out with that stuff, but this was very large on her back. I was like, I think it might be Brie Bella. I don't know. Or you just looking over at me, just like, please don't. And sure enough, number 29, it was fucking Brie Bella.
I wanted to just dump my popcorn bucket on your head because I'm just like, you deserve this.
Yeah, I would have.
You would have accepted it.
I would have, 100%, because I didn't want it either, but that's what we got, you know?
But I didn't want to dump my popcorn and make a mess. That would have been, even though I could have gotten a new one, no problem. I just, it would have, it's too over the top. You know, it didn't deserve that type of reaction.
I don't know. There were some reactions to other stuff in that theater that was going on in these other matches, and I just couldn't stop laughing about it.
Oh, yeah, there were more. Like, I did love being there from the aspect of seeing the lunatics in the other that were just complaining the whole time about certain things, and I was just like,
I forget when one guy started complaining. He just goes, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And I think
it was AJ Gunther, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I think it was something. I think it was the men's rumble. I think, but I don't remember. It could have been either one. But
maybe when Gunther came out, I don't know. Like there were moments.
No, I think you're right. Actually, I think that
might have been that. There were moments it was just like, wow, these fucking people are pissed.
But I'm sorry. Just quick segue. I loved when Gunther came out on Monday Night Raw after the rumble. I couldn't stop laughing. But listen, I know we've glossed over some of these. Like, I didn't think JC Jane looked awful in this match. I didn't think Kalani Jordan looked awful. I feel a little bad for Kairi Sane in this match. Maxine and Natty and Becky Lynch was kind of what I expected it to be. I loved Chelsea Green in this match.
How
obviously,
about Bayley and Lyra Valkyria getting eliminated with the Bellas. I was like, oh god, oh. Like, well, we know what's going to be happening at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I felt like the Rumble and then the Raw after, they buried a lot of talent. And we'll talk more as that kind of continues, because I felt it happened. Obviously, like I said, in the Rumble, that being one example, there's a lot in the men's, I feel like, that got buried over the weekend, over the last week. It's tough. I mean, some of this talent,
some of them deserve it.
Yeah, I hate to say it that way, but you're not wrong.
Braun Breaker.
Well, we'll talk about that, because there are thoughts and all this other stuff there, and they alluded more to it at Monday Night Raw, which I thought was funny, because they're just trying to lean into something. But I just hope it's not who I hope it was, and we'll leave it there. But yeah, I thought the Women's Rumble was solid. Talent looked fresh, looked good. I didn't see any major issues. Nothing came up. I thought it was good. I really did. I thought they could have built up some of the moments a little bit better, but the moments we got were solid.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought this was, again, probably the best match in the card. They have shown time and time again the last couple of years that they have been able to outperform the men in this match. I don't know if it's the performances by the men or if it's the overall booking. It's probably a combination of both.
It's both, yeah.
But it's just, wow. There were so many times in this match where it was just like, yeah, because Sol Ruca could have definitely won the Royal Rumble and it could have been believable. The same thing with Tiffany Stratton doing it. But at the same time, I look at Liv Morgan. She was probably one of the most popular talents as far like when she won the Rumble, everybody in the audience was happy. I can't say enough good things about Liv Morgan. I just can't. Like, as far as the talent is concerned, how the fact that she's gotten better and better and better as a performer and as a character, and the fact, too, that this has been a lifelong dream of hers. So it's like you have somebody else that is a prodigy in itself, that this is all that she ever wanted in her life, right. And she's earned that right to be in the industry. And she's one of the top performers in the industry and has just done nothing but gotten better and better and better as a performer. And this has proven that again, that everything that she has been able to do, she has been able to turn it into gold. And winning the Rumble, yeah, it's another feather in her cap, but also, too, the fact that the performance was so good. And also, too, that she's in a red-hot faction right now with Raquel and with Roxanne. So, and, of course, you have the Dom factor. So, she's just going to get brighter and brighter and brighter. And she's probably going to win the championship. I don't know who she's going to face. My guess is it's probably going to be Stephanie.
Well, so let's talk about that real quick. So Monday Night Raw, they had a whatever city they were in street fight between Raquel
Philly.
Rodriguez.
Philly.
Thank you. That's right. They were in Philly. I apologize. Sorry, Philly. Yeah, I'm not, but that's okay. And so it was Raquel against Stephanie. They changed Stephanie Becerra's music. A lot of people are pissed off about that. But Stephanie retained. I'm curious if that was the right move, honestly. Because I don't hate Stephanie versus Liv at all, but you had a great story that you could have told with Raquel and Liv.
Raquel could still win it, though, at like Elimination Chamber.
I feel like this street fight was rather definitive, honestly.
Probably.
You're not wrong. Don't get me wrong. You're not wrong at all, but it's just I don't know. I like Stephanie as champion outside of the change of the music, but I think you have a much better story you could have told otherwise.
I think too, I mean, because I think Liv and Stephanie have a chance to really tear the house down.
Oh, I do too. They're both
I think Raquel has the ability to do that too, but I don't know if it's got the marquee value of Stephanie and Liv. So
maybe not.
I think that because Stephanie has become just as white hot as Liv. So I think that you have that match. It's just like, okay, that I feel like is something you can put on the marquee. So, yeah, I didn't have a problem at all with Liv Morgan walking out as the winner of the Rumble. I thought the match was really, really good. Might have been the match of the night, to be quite honest.
I think so. 100%.
Yeah, but no. But Liv Morgan being the Rumble winner, I'm fine with it, 100%.
All right. So I think that brings us to AJ Styles versus Gunther.
I talked about this with Mac on Saturday, where I had said that I really don't get emotional at these retirement matches or these farewell matches anymore, just because of the fact that you reach an age where it's just like, okay, AJ Styles was in WCW, and I was like at the tail end, and I was like 17, 18 when that happened, and now I'm in my early 40s. So I can only imagine doing the math here. It's just like, yeah, maybe it's time. Same thing with John Cena. I look at CM Punk. It's like, yeah, he could keep going a couple of more years if he wanted to.
So I've softened on this stance a little bit.
Yeah,
because you're not wrong, first of all, but there is a noticeable difference between the two, first of all, between AJ and CM Punk. I think AJ could keep going if he wanted to. Not to say Punk can't, but they have different styles, and one requires a lot more athleticism than the other, baby. Just saying. Sorry, not sorry. That's not to take anything away from either talent, but still. But looking at them that way, I understand AJ's point of view of wanting to be like, I want to go on my terms when I feel like I'm still at the top of my game or can perform better versus when I'm already on the way down. Which I believe is, I'm paraphrasing, obviously. Let's be clear. Right. It's not exactly what he said, but that's kind of the gist of it. I think that's 100% fair. I really do, because that's his terms. Even if Gunther maybe isn't the person he wants to retire against, I understand that. I can respect that, but you're still doing it on your terms otherwise. You're doing it where you can still perform at a high level versus, like, I'm not trying to make the comparison, but when Ric Flair had his retirement match against Jeff Jarrett in that tag match, Rick's well past his prime.
Well past
his prime. For AJ to have a match of this type on his way out the door, I think you could do far worse.
Oh, you could. I mean, I think it was a great match for what it was.
It's just predictable. That's the problem.
It's just, again, it's predictable. And that was, I feel like, the theme of the show. I felt like the Rumble was, both Rumble matches were, it was like, okay, this is, the people that won the Rumble, it's like, those were kind of the top 3 favorites coming in.
Right.
And AJ losing, everybody was just kind of like, well, his contract's up in February. And, it happened. Day before February 1st. Okay, this makes sense. And then, the title match we'll talk about later. But this one was definitely a match where I was just like, wow. Like, it's good. But at the same time, it's like we all kind of know coming in, yeah, this is probably it. And the way at the end of it, with him not leaving his gloves, and then he's doing the Bullet Club sign at the end of it, it's just like, like I was sure Saturday night, I'm like, he's going to go to AEW. And then I see the interviews that he's been doing with the clips that's been coming out, the interview he did with Stephanie McMahon, and his explanation is that, if his son wants to get involved at some point, he's just like, in the wrestling business either, it's like, you never say never. So is he retired currently? Sounds like he is.
Just leaving the door open for something in the future.
He's leaving the door open for something down the line, maybe. So that doesn't mean that it's going to be tomorrow, next week, or a month from now. So will he go to AEW in the next year? I don't know. Could I see him doing like a one-off for TNA? Probably. Here or there, every so often go to work for TNA a couple of times a year. AEW, I don't know if he wants to put his body through that, because he knows that with them, it's like,
I think if he was going to go to AEW, it's Joe, and that's it. And I get why people
maybe
want
a couple others.
Yeah, but I don't think so. I think if he wants to be done, it's just going to be Joe. Listen, exactly. I get what people are saying about that and why they say it. He's going to wrestle Ospreay, and he's going to wrestle Okada, and he's going to wrestle, all these other guys. Yeah, Kenny. And it's like, I get it.
MJF.
See, I don't think he'll wrestle MJF. I don't think he would. If he's going to do matches, it's going to be these one-offs. And listen, at this point in his career, he should get whatever the hell he wants. I get that people want to have these matches, and I get why you want them, but you have to realize he's not AJ Styles that he was in the 2000s, the 2010s, or even the early 2020s. He's getting close to his 50s, and yes, there are talent that do wrestle in their 50s. That's great. That's them. Maybe he just doesn't want to effing do that.
Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he is just, he's actually done. He is not going to have a contract with anybody, and he's just going to be a family man for a while. I don't know. Exactly. I don't know what his plan is. All I know is that currently he's still on the active roster on WWE on their website. So he hasn't been moved to the alumni section yet. So be that as it may, I don't know. I don't know
if his contract's up in February. Give it a couple weeks and we'll see.
Yeah, exactly.
But, who knows? We'll have to see. But just if he goes, he goes. But
he could have an office job within 2 weeks. Who knows?
Oh yeah. My point is though, it's just like, manage your expectations, guys.
Yeah, I know.
That's the biggest thing. But yeah, listen. It sucks if that is it. I love AJ Styles. I like him in WWE. If he goes to AEW, I'll still like him. It's not going to affect me. I'm not one of those tribalists. No. But kind of bringing it full circle. Yeah, it sucked, but it's like, I walking into this, it's like I know what the end result is. It's just like the whole Cena thing. I knew what the end result was going to be.
Exactly.
It's why it's hard to kind of be like, woe is me. And that's why I was surprised by the crowd reactions. Like, did you guys not see this coming?
You knew this was happening, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
He's supposed to win. No.
It's like, I'd love it if he did, but he's probably not going to.
No.
I get it. But yeah, that was the longest of the single matches, because the next match only went about a little over 15 minutes. It looks like about 16-15 was Drew McIntyre against Sami Zayn for the WWE Undisputed Championship.
Ugh.
Another predictable match.
Predictable. I think I would. This is probably the only match I was kind of checked out of, like on the show, where it was just like
I was kind of checked out of AJ too, honestly, because I was watching it more than this, but I kind of checked out of both.
No, this one especially I was checked out of.
Oh yeah, I mean this one more than the other one.
AJ Gunther, I did pay attention to it. Just because of from the story aspect of it, it was really good. Where this match, it was just like, kind of know what's going to happen here.
I mean, listen, for their part, they did make an entertaining match. It's just, it's hard to get excited when it's like the 13th time or something like that. They fought each other. And again, Drew McIntyre for the 13th or whatever time has also won the match. It's just, I get it. I understand what you're doing, but I asked this last week, and I asked the question. I remember it. Do you think that he is getting this match because of Saudi Arabia effect? And we were both kind of like, maybe. It's hard to otherwise see that now, because it's like, why else did you book it then if you're just gonna have him lose again?
There is the theory out there too that this sets up Sammy to win the title in Saudi Arabia next year at WrestleMania, which that could happen. I don't know. Well, I'm more focused on what's happening this year at Mania and not what's happening next year yet.
Yeah, I agree.
But at the same time, it's like, is it a plausible theory? Of course it is. Do I know it's going to materialize? No, I don't. So it's one of those things. It's like, again, and I know I do it too. I've done it for years, where it's like your fantasy bookings sometimes get the best of your expectations. Because look, I've known for years I have to manage my expectations with booking, because WWE usually shits the bed. So it's like,
in some way, shape, or form, yeah, I agree. 100% I agree with that.
It's like every week I'm just sitting there and I'm like, well, I don't want to materialize anything. I still remember on a show that I used to do, there were two panelists that ended the show going on for like 45 minutes about Retribution, about how they wanted to, how they felt like Retribution should go. And I remember I just jumped off the call, and then so the host texted me a little while later, and he's just like, why'd you just leave? And I just said, because I'm not wasting my time for Retribution, because I know it's going to suck. He's like, you're not even going to entertain the thought of it? I'm like, no, because pretty much you're just pissing in the wind. I said, because this thing's not going to do anything, and people are going to think it's a joke. And then within weeks, people were just like, he just texted me back. He's just like, fuck you.
Is that what you said? Called it, or I told you so, or anything like that?
I just shrugged. It's like, what can you do at that point? It's like, you see, folks, having to deal with someone calling you Sunday, or someone texting you on Sunday and telling you how bad the show was, when you came out of it not really angry, not really thrilled, but just kind of mid.
Indifferent.
I just came out of it indifferent. I wasn't overly enthusiastic about it, but I wasn't overly negative about it either. And this friend just kept going on and on and on and on and on.
Man.
And then it's not just about the Royal Rumble. Now it's about the 2K video game. It's like, oh my God.
Man.
I just want to be able to enjoy things and not have to hear it, not have to be a therapist about wrestling to you. Because it's not my job. I am a panelist and a host here, and I'm a writer. I do this because, yes, I enjoy it, but also, too, I want to be able to give my opinion in an educated manner with some entertainment involved, hopefully make people laugh. But again, the way that we do it on the show, half of our jokes are meant for 3 people out there, and that's pretty much it.
Man.
Everybody in our group chats, that's pretty much it. It's like every inside joke possible, right? No. The fact is that this match, I knew when it was set up, I'm just like, just make it Trick Williams. If Trick loses, it's not going to matter. Just make it, just do something different. Don't go with the same thing that we've gone down the road with. It's Drew's first title defense. Make it meaningful. And they didn't. It was paint by numbers. They went down the same road that they've always gone down. It's like, well, it's different because Drew's champion. It's not different. Sami Zayn still lost. How is that different?
I got nothing. I literally got nothing. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I just didn't need to see it again.
Exactly.
It became a little tough because it's like, why book this for a show like the Royal Rumble where it's a big 4, it's in a country that one of the stars is beloved, even though he's not from there. He is backing there. And you just have him lose again. Mm-hmm. It's just frustrating. And it's really endemic of their booking, kind of like you alluded to before. Because, and we'll talk about it when we get to the men's rumble, but it's full up, guys. But we have some talent in there that really, in my opinion, have no business being it.
No.
And one I understand, the other one I don't. But we'll talk about it when we get there. For this, though, this match specifically, it's just hard because it's like they need something new. And to your point about Trick, it's like, yes, you put him in the Rumble, and that's awesome, but you could have immediately elevated him, have him lose this match, and it doesn't do anything.
Right.
It just doesn't. And we seem like we're big on Trick, and it's like, because he's so organic with his following, with
yes,
how he's taken to it, and the aura that he holds already. It's book it. Obafemi is another one that falls into the category, but we'll talk more about him when we get to the Rumble. But it's like, I just get so frustrated by the booking sometimes. And I understand there's people that didn't like the outcome of the Rumble. It could have been worse. It could have been way worse. But this was one of the outcomes that frustrated me the most. Because, yeah, I expected Sami to lose, which he did. But you've done this so many times now. I'm okay with you revisiting things every so often. This isn't it, though.
No.
Especially when you build up the fact that he has lost so many times to Drew McIntyre, only to just do it again. That frustrated me the most out of all of it.
Coming up short in another championship match, too. It's like another one where he can't win the big one for a world title. It's like,
yeah, I'm sure that give it a week. Give it a week, Dan. He's going to be in the stands with Jackie Redmond at an empty frickin' arena, complaining that he has no path to WrestleMania again. Just watch, because they've only done it the past 4 years.
You know, the thing about what Daniel Bryan is, right, the big outrage was because everybody looks at WrestleMania 30 of like, that was when the dream has come true because he won the title. He won the title at SummerSlam. He just got it screwed over because he got the fucking thing cashed in on him. But it's like he held the title before and he got it robbed from him. Sammy hasn't held the title. Sammy's just taken clean L or disputed L after disputed L. This time it was not a disputation. He lost clean as a whistle. Don't get me wrong now. Drew is champion. Every time I see him with that belt, I'm like, fucking aura. Jesus. The definition of it. And I'm just like, I'm coming up with ways. It's like, well, Sean Connery was Scottish. Drew McIntyre could be the new Bond.
I wouldn't hate it. Going back to Gunther for a second, since you brought that up, I did say during the Gunther match, I was just like, yeah, he should be like, an Austrian type bad guy in like a Rocky movie or some shit like that. It fit him so well. Yeah, listen, I like Drew as champion. I just hated this match. This isn't what I wanted. It's not what I signed up for. Was it a good match? Yeah, don't get me wrong. It wasn't a bad match. It's just good. Not what I wanted. But hey, if you need a filler, I guess you could do worse. But the next match was the final match of the evening, at least for the televised show. The 30-man men's rumble, which, as we'll find out, which is going to be on the picture anyways, was won by Roman Reigns, his second Royal Rumble win. Again, could have been worse. Could have been better. Could have been worse. I think we'll just jump to just talking about, 5 at a time like we did for the women's match. So the first entrant was Obafemi. As we found out in pre-show, which they showed during the event, Braun Breaker, they made it a storyline, so he became number 2. He ironically lasted 10 seconds because somebody came out and attacked him and did a stomp, threw him into the ring. Yep, threw him into the ring.
So happy about this.
Yep, threw him into the ring. Bell rang. 10 seconds later, he's eliminated by Obafemi. So I do not hate this. Number 3 was Solo Sikoa. Number 4 was Rey Mysterio. And number 5 was Rusev. I said this before we continue because they're... Actually, we'll do one more. It was Matt Cardona at number 6. The reason I'm doing that is because this became a gauntlet match, which I called, didn't I? I said, as soon as Braun Breaker got eliminated, I said, watch this become a gauntlet match. And that's exactly what happened. Because Solo lasted about 4 minutes. Rey lasted about a little shy of 3 minutes. Rusev lasted 32 seconds.
Yeah.
Matt Cardona lasted 55 seconds.
Yeah.
I feel bad for some of that talent, but it just proves the point about Obafemi. Just saying.
That dude had like the most aura that I've seen from any young. Even when he came out, everybody was just like, "Oh shit, he's gonna fuck some shit up." And I was expecting a big showdown between him and Braun. And I remember just thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, because now this is going to be the point where the choice is going to have to get made. And because I was like, okay, they're going to go nuts for Obafemi. When Braun comes out, it's either going to be like a really negative reaction, and then Braun, they didn't even have him touch. All they had was Oba just eliminate him after being like, kick the shit out of him on the floor.
Yep.
Don't bark for me. I'm already dead.
I love that. I love that. Obafemi actually didn't have the most eliminations, technically. He tied with Roman Reigns with 5 eliminations.
Who had the most?
He tied. It was him, but he tied with Roman for it.
Okay, that makes sense.
I just was kind of wishing he had, at least one extra than everybody else, but, whatever. Standout of the crowd, I felt like, was Obafemi for most of the night, honestly.
I agree.
So I'll stick to the next 4. So I'll do Damian Priest at number 7, Javon Evans at number 8, Mr. Iguana from AAA at number 9.
God.
And then Whoop That Trick Williams at number 10.
How the hell was that puppet not counted as elimination?
That's what I'm saying, man. They should have had Mr. Iguana eliminated and then Layeska eliminated. They should have done that. I mean, listen, the Damian Priest double choke slam, Mr. Iguana and Layeska, I thought was pretty funny. Not going to lie.
It's hilarious.
Trick coming in and wrestling still in that mini robe that he had on, I thought was pretty funny too, honestly. Dude had that on for at least a solid 2 minutes. Yeah, I'm not saying that out loud, no. For those that don't know, I have a different nickname for Damian Priest, and I'm just not going to say it out loud. It's not appropriate.
Rise.
All rise for the blank, and the blank is the nickname, but I'm just not saying it. Thanks. So yeah, I'm just going to move on. So number 11 was Cody Rhodes. Number 12 was El Grande Americano. And number 13 was the original El Grande Americano. And they had like a Spider-Man pointing at each other in the middle of the ring, which I thought was awesome. Number 14 was Powerhouse Hobbs. I mean, Royce Keys.
Yeah.
And number 15 was Austin Theory.
No one gave a shit.
I just...
Austin Theory comes out. No one cares.
Yeah, but okay, so let's just keep going then, because I don't think anybody really cares about some of that stuff. Cody, okay, whatever. Cody getting eliminated was stupid. The El Grande Americano thing was cool. Royce Keys looks great. He's going to do great shit in WWE. And then Austin Theory, like we said. So number 16 was Bronson Reed, because of course.
Yes.
Number 17 was Ilya Dragunov, who I feel got buried hard by Brock Lesnar. Number 18 was La Parka from AAA, which maybe that should have been Finn Balor's spot. Anyways.
Yeah, or Finn Balor as La Parka.
That would have been awesome. Number 19 was Dragon Lee, and number 20 was Logan Paul.
Yeah. Yeah. That La Parka thing, that should have been Finn Balor.
Yep. 100%. Listen, I'm all for giving AAA chances, and I have nothing against La Parka. But Mr. Iguana is like, I hate to say it this way, but it's kind of true, the token AAA guy at this point, because the internet loves him. I think when La Parka came out, I just go, huh?
That's my reaction too. I'm like, really?
Like,
but I'm fully expecting an unmasking. Like that was my only thing. I'm like, it's gotta be Finn, maybe.
Oh, in that regard, if he stuck around, maybe. He was only in the match. La Parka was only in the match for about 5 minutes, a little less.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of a waste on that one, on that spot.
Oh, I mean, so was the return of the original El Grande Americano of less than 2 minutes, and then El Grande Americano himself was only in for about 3 minutes. So
thank you. Yes.
Gracias. We start kind of getting into heavy hitters, though. Number 21, we have LA Knight. Number 22, yep, got that.
Yeah.
Number 22 was Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Number 17, I'm sorry, I don't know why I said 17. Number 23, was The Miz, who immediately slid back out of the ring when he saw Opa Femi and Brock Lesnar standing off.
I know.
He's like, nope, you guys can go at it, have fun. Number 24, who I actually thought was Penta at first, was Rey Fenix.
Yes.
And
you corrected yourself on that.
Yep. Because for some reason, I think it was the way they had the Titantron behind them that it looked like Penta's screen at first. I think that's what it was. But at number 25 was Jey Uso.
Yes, and Brock Lesnar was eliminated during his introduction.
Yes. That pissed a lot of people off.
I was one of them. Like, what the fuck?
That should have been special because it was Cody and LA Knight that had to eliminate him.
And then, too, on top of that, I mean, the Dragunov thing I found hilarious.
But you fucking buried him so hard with that. Like, Ilya should be a guy that you should be building up, not just fucking burying.
Build him up so that way he could go to AEW and make money there.
No, I don't know what your deal is with him, but he could be something special. You just got to build him up more.
I think my thing is with him, it's just like I want to take him seriously, but then he's like 4'8".
Oh, he's not 4'8".
And it's just like he's just tiny. To me, he looks tiny.
We're gonna look this shit up right now. We're gonna look this shit up. I don't. He's 5'10", Dan.
Well, he's well, I mean, 5'10", but he's also what, like, he's got like a very small frame.
He does, but at least he's not freaking Johnny Gargano, dude.
Well, that's true. Like,
he looks more believable than Johnny Gargano. Let's be real, and he's probably way more talented too.
It's funny. Oh my god, the internet is just gonna hate us for that one. He's more talented than Johnny Gargano. How can you say that?
Easily. Maybe Johnny Gargano will go to AEW and team up with Tommaso Ciampa again.
You don't know wrestling.
Okay, if you say so.
Did you see Johnny and Evolve? No, you didn't.
I did. And then what's happened since then? Nothing. So Jesus. All right. Moving on. Number 26, Roman Reigns, who was the eventual winner. Number 27 was Jacob Fatu, and of course they got into it with Cody.
Yes.
Number 28 was Penta. Number 29 was Randy Orton. And number 30, which just pissed a lot of people off, I feel like.
Oh, boy.
Even that guy way back in the theater. Number 30 was Gunther.
They've done that before, where they put...
I know they have, yeah.
They did that with, I think, Roman Reigns one year where they put him at number 30. I think it was like numbers... I think it was 2017 Rumble or something, and the audience just went like, holy shit. Oh, I never heard so many boos in my life for like someone. Completely different reaction from the first time that Roman won in Philadelphia in 2015, where even The Rock couldn't save that type of heat that night. Now he comes out and he wins it, and the next night he's in Philly, the same place that he was booed out of the building at the Royal Rumble 2015, same exact building, same exact city. He's at Raw on Monday. They're all chanting OTC. There were certain aspects of the Royal Rumble match itself that I hated. They should have done more with the Finn Balor stuff with the La Parka thing. They should have had more surprises, because really, between both Rumbles, the biggest surprise of the night was Brie Bella. Ugh. That's your big surprise for the Rumble.
So let me ask you a question. You got a returning LA Knight. You got a couple moments, I feel like. Royce Keys maybe was another one, obviously. Powerhouse Hobbs. I felt like there's two things that I think were expected here. And I think this was part of the problem that was definitely rumored, which obviously if people were smart enough, you would just know it wasn't going to happen. One was Chris Jericho, right? People really thought for some reason that Chris Jericho was going to come out. That didn't happen. Apparently, there was some bald asshole chants and some Y2J chants after the show was over because of it. I particularly like the bald asshole chant, by the way. But were you a little surprised maybe that the other surprise, quote unquote, that they did not book that new Saudi wrestler?
No, I wasn't surprised.
You weren't? Because I felt like they made that kind of a big deal that it was like, all right, so just book him.
I expect he'll probably be on the card for Mania next year. I feel like though that this year they just kind of were like, we got all this. Who knows? But no, I feel like for that kid next year, yeah, he'll be at Mania.
Oh yeah,
But I don't think that. Yeah, who knows?
he's probably gonna have to win too.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Well, yeah, but you put him up against somebody where it's like it's not really. It's important, but it's not important. If you know what I mean.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong, I guess. I didn't like feeding Oba some of the talent you fed him, like Rusev. That kind of pissed me off a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't like that. A lot of people also were not happy with what happened on Monday with Oba.
Yeah, I'm going to raise my hand because, again, I'm okay with you feeding the guy talent. That's not what the issue is. The issue is the talent you are feeding him.
Put him up against enhancement talent like local talent.
No, like not
do
for
it all
nothing.
the time.
Hold on. Take that out of the equation for a second. You had Laparca in this match for 5 minutes. He got eliminated by Austin Theory. Why was that an Obafemi? You had the Miz in this match, who got eliminated by Roman Reigns. Why wasn't he fed to Obafemi?
True.
You know, like Jey Uso, sorry not sorry. You know, like Logan Paul, again, sorry not sorry. Ilya Dragunov, okay, if you're gonna be embarrassed, let it be against Obafemi.
We're both of us kind of like, if he runs it back during this fucking show.
Yeah, and that almost happened.
It almost happened, but then
It should have been a prop bet. It should have been a prop
again
bet.
being our savior.
Yep. My tribal chief.
Yes.
Thank you for not running it back.
Yes.
You know, like again, like Solo Sikoa, another one. Like I'm okay with feeding them to Obafemi. Again, like there's context here, right? Like I'm okay with some of this,
Right.
but and then to your point, Monday Night Raw, you feed the War Raiders to him and basically a beatdown. It wasn't even a match. It wasn't anything. I don't remember the bell ringing. I don't remember a pin. I think he just beat the shit out of both of them basically.
Right.
Again, I'm okay with that, but why can't that be against like the New Day? People already hate them. You know, War Raiders are kind of over still, ironically. Why do you have to put it on them?
I don't know. I don't know what their thought process on that was. I mean, it's like, oh yeah, War Raiders. Oh shit, they're gonna get killed. They just got killed.
I just remember thinking,
like months.
I remember, yeah, that's the thing. I remember thinking, like, who the fuck is he gonna team with? Like, who? Like, seriously? No. Yeah, and it's just like, oh, nobody. Okay. Oh, it's not even really a match. You're just gonna beat the crap out of him. Okay. Is it the worst thing WWE has ever done? No.
It's effective.
But it's effective, yeah.
I get that. In the end, it's the right call because Obafemi is your future. He's your next decade. And, well, hopefully that would be my direction. I'm the one. I would be screaming up and down creative all week. Just being like, no, he's your champion. Well, if I hear fucking Braun Breaker come out of either one of your fucking mouths right now, I'm going to throw you out of the fucking tower. Braun Breaker. Ah!
So let's backtrack to that then, because we really didn't spend too much time on that. Who do we think the masked man is? Because Adam Pearce seems to want to deflect and say it's Austin Theory because he was the last guy.
Rollins.
I don't know, man. I don't. That guy did not look like Rollins to me. Looks svelte like Rollins.
It's probably not going to be Rollins. Like, it's probably going to be Rollins or someone, or Rollins paid the guy off, because the rumor is they expect it's going to be Rollins and Braun Breaker at WrestleMania.
Oh, gag me.
Hey, look, it's better than the alternative.
Yeah, it could be for the title,
it could be for the title, and it could be for the 600th fucking time, Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. But it's WrestleMania this time. I still don't want to see it.
Yeah, that's not wrong either. It kind of might be Adam Pearce though too. Honestly,
it might be. There's a lot of theories that I've been hearing. But I think
I heard LA Knight.
It's probably going to lead to Rollins.
I heard LA Knight. I heard Rollins. I heard Adam Pearce. I heard a lot of shit, man. It's just, I don't know. I'm glad, obviously, but it's
I heard
just,
the guy from the couch on Half Baked. I heard it was him.
I heard it was JD from NY.
Yeah,
just
that's
all
true.
these things. All these things.
Monster.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to suppress a lot of ideas right now that I'm just like, ugh. Again, I didn't hate it. The Men's Rumble holistically, not just that, obviously. I get why people are mad. I get it. I just, again, you have to start to limit your expectations. I feel like it's kind of like this, and you will understand this analogy, and anybody who knows Boston sports will probably understand this analogy. It's like when you love something, like the Bruins, and they just start to fuck you consecutively, just fuck you. That's how it starts to feel. And WWE's booking last year has been like loving the Bruins. I want to start to feel good about it again, but I need to see more. It's funny because you have that reaction, and I know it's because you 100% understand what I'm saying.
Yes, because I'm always the one telling you. I'm like, why do you support these fuckers? You know how it's going to end. And that's exactly how I feel about WWE sometimes. It's just like, why do I support them? I know how it's going to end. But it's just,
and then people were saying, who's he going to choose? And people were like putting these theories out there of why he was going to pick Drew McIntyre. And I'm like, he's going to fucking pick CM Punk. Like, let's be real.
I mean, in my honest opinion, this was the matchup that was probably, had Punk stayed with the company, it would have been WrestleMania 32. It probably would have been Punk in Roman, because
probably
Cena was hurt. And I feel like Punk would have been the almost viable option to face him because Triple H had to come out and face him. He had to come out of retirement to face him, win the Rumble, which I feel like Punk probably would have been in that spot had it not been for him leaving the company. So this match has been really kind of on the simmer for the last 12 years. Ever since Punk left and then did the podcast with Colt Cabana, the infamous Thanksgiving Day release that brought to the phrase to the vocabulary of wrestling fans in the internet wrestling community, make Roman look strong. And Roman has never lived that down from a segment of the audience since 2014. He was the poster child for the reason CM Punk left. He was the poster child for the stagnation of WWE creative. Well, after last year, where last year was a wasted year of Roman's career, the second half of 2024 and all of 2025 was a complete and utter waste of the biggest star that you have in your company. And the reason why he's the biggest star in your company is because of the performance that he had not only on Saturday, but also on Monday night. This is the same guy who uttered the phrase suffering succotash and went up against CM Punk, who you can argue is on the Mount Rushmore of talkers in the history of the industry.
Oh, easily.
He is in the conversation for top 5, top 10 all time. And Roman Reigns smoked him. It wasn't even close. And of course, Punk is going to have his, bravado and say, oh, of course, it got the best. I was able to get the best out of him. CM Punk, of course, is going to take credit for being able to bring this out of him. All I know is that from the verbiage, from the attitude, from everything that was done, this had Paul Heyman's fingers all over it. I'm like, this is two of Paul Heyman's boys. This is a Paul Heyman segment. And it was fucking money. It literally sold an entire match for WrestleMania within 15 minutes. Because now that's your main event. That is the biggest possible match you could have for WrestleMania. Not Rollins and Roman, which would have been the case had Seth Rollins not gotten hurt. No one wanted to see it. I didn't want to see it. Mac didn't want to see it. My other friends didn't want to see it. This match, however, I think everybody, 10:30, 10:45 Monday night, they all forgot about the lukewarmness of Saturday night, and they forgot about all the commercials they had to deal with on Monday night. They came out of that main event segment. They just said, I can't fucking wait.
So, to be fair, though, first of all, just quick segue. Yeah, whatever is going on with Netflix needs to stop because the commercials are out of hand.
Yes.
I might actually start counting because it's getting ridiculous, I feel like. Having said that, though, I wouldn't have hated Roman against Drew. Complete role reversal for both of them compared to where they were a couple of years ago when they were challenging each other in, I believe it was Wales or Scotland, maybe, I don't remember, wherever Clash in the Castle was.
Yes.
So I wouldn't have hated it. I just didn't really want that. And then I'm like, why am I even thinking about this? It's obviously going to be CM Punk. It has the most marquee match feel to it. Yeah, whatever happens with Drew will be great. Don't get me wrong, but I want Roman and Punk. We got a taste of it last year with the triple threat between the two of them and Seth Rollins. I feel like there might be some fuckery still with Seth Rollins, but who knows? As Dan said, maybe that's going to be him and Braun Breaker. We don't know yet. And then Monday happens, and I'm like, okay. I wanted this anyways for him to pick Punk. That's exactly where it went. It's kind of predictable. But now what happens next, right? That's what's going to keep me interested. What's going to happen next? How are they going to proceed? And then who's going to go over? Should it be Roman? Probably. Give him at least one more run. Punk's probably going to be around for a year or two anyways. He can feud with somebody else or he can go to SmackDown. It doesn't really matter. Give Roman one more run. Which I feel like this is kind of what it's going to be, honestly. And I'm not going to hate that. I would hate it less if he's on TV more than a couple times throughout the year, but I'll take what I can get. If it's a good, long run, I'll be okay with it. Not saying a 4-year run like he had, but 6 months, year plus, I'd be okay with that. It just makes sense.
I think the talk of him, this is my last contract and that type of stuff. I feel like that talk is going to subside at some point just because of the fact they're going to throw a lot of money at him to keep him around.
I think he's going to end up like his cousin, honestly. And he's a special attraction, as it were, basically. He's there a few times,
I mean, it's just I look at Roman and I just think to myself, they are going to do whatever they can to keep him on the payroll, on the roster for as long as they possibly can. And they're going to throw a bunch of money at him to try to do that. So I think the talk of, the last run, I don't know if it's the last run. I think he has the opportunity to. I think that this right now, so to speak, is for them saying we kind of need to be able to right the ship a little bit. Maybe it is, and get the little magic back. And the way that we do that is give Roman Reigns the ball again. And in one segment on Monday, he lit the world on fire, because now where the stagnation had come in, everybody was complaining about the stagnation and how mid the Royal Rumble was. And the complaints that people have are valid.
I was going to say they're completely valid. Yeah,
they're extremely valid. They're all valid. They're all valid concerns. They're all valid criticisms. Tuesday morning, a lot of that subsided. I didn't hear anything. A lot of it was, this Mania is now set. Like everybody, that is everything coming out of this segment on Monday has been positive, because now everybody is just like, okay, I don't have to worry about what Mania is going to look like.
I don't know, man. I'm going to be honest with you. You're not wrong for some of that, but in context, right, I still have questions. Why does Drew McIntyre need to get involved to get Cody Rhodes out? Why are we still not pushing LA Knight and just throwing him at the Vision still? Like, it's just, okay, now, on SmackDown as well, you have Jade Cargill, who I love, nothing against Jade, but you haven't booked her in a freaking title defense match since she won it. Now what happens with the whole Jordynne Grace factor? Now that Tiffany Stratton is back, what happens there? What is going to happen with Drew McIntyre's title? Is that going to be something like, I heard a suggestion this week, I don't remember who mentioned it, but Cody and Drew and Jacob in a triple threat for the title. Like, I heard that as a possibility, but then what does that do for Elimination Chamber? Like, all these different scenarios that are kind of popping up now in the aftermath of the Royal Rumble and the aftermath of Monday Night Raw, maybe too. Yeah, some of it's set, but I feel like they've only answered maybe one major question, and that's it. I feel like we still have a lot of questions that are coming up that are going to probably get carried for a long month and a half period until we get to WrestleMania.
Can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Are you more excited for this match than you were for Cena and Cody Rhodes last year?
Let me first start by saying that is a very low bar.
It's low bar, but at the same time, and my next question is, do you think that this has more mainstream appeal than Cody and Cena, only because of the fact that, no, hear me out.
I'm listening. No, go ahead. I'm listening.
Cody is, don't get me wrong, Cody is a mainstream star, but I still say he's kind of still new to the mainstream, where I look at this Punk and Roman match, and it's just like both guys are really mainstream talents. Well, people outside of wrestling know who they are. So I feel like that this maybe has a little bit more mainstream ability than what Mania last year was. And that's not a knock on Cody, because I think Cody's gaining more celebrity status. But Punk has just been kind of around in the game for longer from that perspective. Even when he came back, there was a lot of mainstream buzz that came from that. And Roman, of course, has been arguably one of the most.
Hold on, let me jump into this because I know kind of what you're asking now, and in context, I get what you're saying, but I think that the product is so accessible now that we can kind of take that question and almost sideline it, right?
Fair. Yeah.
It's so accessible. It's all over ESPN. It's all over news. Late night. They're in movies. They're going to do the whole late night circuit, obviously, around WrestleMania time. Anyways, it's so accessible now that it's almost kind of hard to sit there and ask that question and be able to kind of give you a definitive answer to it. I think that there are wrestlers that transcend, though. I don't know that CM Punk is one of them. I do think that Roman Reigns is 100%.
Yes.
Maybe not to the extent of guys like Stone Cold or The Rock, obviously. The Rock being the higher upper echelon tier of that, definitely. But I think that Cody is mainstream as well. I don't think he's as new to it. I think since he's come back, sure, maybe the last 2-3 years, maybe. But it's just the problem with Cody Rhodes is those title reigns have felt forced. We've talked about this, right?
Yes.
CM Punk's doesn't.
No.
Roman's. I would argue, just the last one, anyways. I would argue at parts it felt that way, and other parts it didn't feel forced. It just depended, right? Like it didn't feel forced against Sammy. It didn't really feel forced against other talent like Jay. Against Drew, it felt a little forced, and definitely against Cody, it absolutely felt forced.
Right.
But with Cody's, though, it was like both reigns and the entire time. Maybe against Drew, yeah, you finally got that like, oh, thank God vibe. He has a good feud finally, but then you took the belt to give it to Drew anyways. It's tough. With Cena, I was not excited because I don't like him. It's different for me. Right? It's different for me. But I would have to argue that same commentary about Roman and about The Rock, that Cena has kind of transcended that a little bit.
I think that's kind of my thing. Well, plus two, I think we also kind of knew Cena's probably going to win. It's going to drive us crazy, but he's probably going to win. Where this match, it's like you really don't know who's going to win. Like, because again, there's the factor Roman could be in and out because of schedules / wants to do movies, Family Guy, all that stuff. Where you look at Punk and it's just like he can keep going, so keep the title on him, blah 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 blah. So from that perspective, there's still that sliver of it could be any matches, could be anyone's match. So yeah, like there's that tough, intrigue to it, but in the end, I mean, for one thing, it's too soon to make a prediction. Just way too soon. All I know is that segment the other night was just picture perfect. As far as selling a match is concerned, as far as starting the long road that it's going to be, they somehow set it off perfectly. A real good appetizer for what's going to come. Actually, we're more in the soup and salad phase right now than we are the fucking the appetizer. What am I talking about? We're still at the beginning of February. I
think we just sat down. I don't even think we're ready.
Yeah, exactly.
We're still looking at the drink menu, for Christ's
sake. Exactly. We're on what? I'll just have water for right now. Yeah, that's fine. You forgot to pay for the bread. You forgot to pay for the bread.
Yeah, can I get a water and bread for the table? It's we're not even close yet. We still got like a month and a half. Like I said,
pay for the bread. You forgot to pay for the bread.
Well, if you go to Regal Cinemas for the shows, you don't have to pay for the bread. You only got to pay once. So there you go. Just buy the popcorn.
Buy the popcorn and the soda. Which Hell, I mean, I told you and Boo Ray the other night. I'm like, look, I said, I feel like night 2, we definitely have to go to a theater to watch this fucker because this is big time stuff. This is marquee value. Like this is the one I think everybody has been kind of waiting for since Punk returned. Again, I think it's the matchup that probably would have happened at one of these WrestleManias the last.
I don't know, man. It's tough. You made a case about Sami Zayn a couple days ago before the Rumble, saying that could have put him in, he could have won, he could have challenged Punk. I wouldn't have hated that. I wouldn't have hated Cody Rhodes against CM Punk. I wouldn't have hated a couple guys against CM Punk. Does this have maybe a little extra marquee value to it? Yeah, I don't disagree with that, but matching up look and vibe and talent and everything, I think that you could have done a lot. You just could have. You could have done any of the guys I just mentioned. You could have finally pushed LA Knight. I wouldn't have hated just some of these other talent just going right up the chain. I know the argument that people are saying the last week and few days since the Rumble of, well, you could push younger talent. And it's like, I get that, but you're not going to put Obafemi in the main event of WrestleMania when he's untested still.
No.
Same with Royce Keys.
Or Braun Breaker. You're not going to do it.
Yeah, I mean, will Braun be on the card? Yeah, he's not going to be in the main event, though. Some of these other guys very well could be on the card. They're not going to be in the main event, though. But I do feel like a guy like LA Knight, you have a strong case to put him in it. Sami Zayn, same thing. Randy Orton, sure, same thing. Gunther, I don't think he needs it, but sure, same thing.
Exactly.
I just, Trick Williams, you're not going to put him in the main event of WrestleMania yet. I'm okay with that. Same with Javon Evans, if he ever gets there. Matt Cardona, you just re-signed. Rusev, he's not there yet. Could he be there? Sure, but he's not yet. You haven't built him up enough. Dragon Lee, he's not going to be in the main event of WrestleMania yet. It's just a lot of this talent. You knew that. And then looking at it from a perspective of, okay, who's in this match? There were definitely some dark horses that you felt could go a far way. They might not win, though. Like Cody Rhodes, for example. 100%, he could have won this match. Nobody would have wanted it, but it was entirely possible. He didn't even make it to the last 5. I don't think he made it to the last 10, actually, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think he did. You're right. I don't think he made it to the last 10.
I'm sorry, he did. He was elimination number 24, so he was in the last 10. But either way, still.
He was a non-factor in the finish. How about that?
Yeah, 100%. One thing we didn't say, but we said it when we were watching, is I love to watch an actual match between Roman Reigns and Gunther.
Oh yeah. I feel like that's coming. I feel like that's definitely coming down the pike. When
Roman wins at WrestleMania.
Yeah, and then finally it's just like, I want to retire you, Roman. I ain't ready, pal. All right, here we go. Yeah, but I thought, again...
Was it the best Royal Rumble? No. Was it the worst? No. I know people think it was, but it was mid. It was
We've seen
okay.
Worse, folks.
100%. Like last year.
Fucking guy almost ran it back. I'm like, oh, motherfucker. Please kill him.
I remember just saying, as soon as his entrance started, and then after Brock got eliminated, my comment was just, don't run it back. Don't run it back.
Don't run it back.
Don't run it back. Don't run it back.
It's just me who's... Ah!
At least Roman hit him before he started really getting into it, because
Thank God.
I would have started screaming. But yeah, listen, like we said, was it the best? No. Was it the worst? No. It was mid. I think it sets up some decent stuff. Congratulations to Liv Morgan, especially Roman Reigns as well, winning his second. I don't hate on the women's match at all. I think Liv was probably the right move. There are some other ones that could have been dark horses, don't get me wrong. Tiffany Stratton being one of them. Sol Ruco, who was the dark horse of this match, I felt like as soon as she entered, was another one. Jordan Grace had a great night. Lash Legend had a great night. A lot of the men did too, don't get me wrong. Obafemi looks great. Trick Williams continues to prove that he has that aura, same as Obafemi. LA Knight, glad he's back. I would have liked a different winner of the men's match. I didn't hate it though. And as far as the singles matches go, like I said, I sucks if AJ is truly gone. And with the Drew McIntyre match, it's like, yeah, didn't see that coming.
No,
it's hard. It's hard. It's predictable. It makes it difficult. And when your biggest return really was Brie Bella.
Fuck. It could have been worse, right? I mean, no AJ Lee. That was a surprise.
That was a surprise. I agree.
Because, we're like with the Becky thing. It's like, all right, Becky's going to come out and here comes AJ Lee. You got to throw him out. And it's like, what do you mean Natty threw her out?
Yeah. I'm curious, since we saw him on Monday, we didn't really touch on this, but I'm curious if Dominic Mysterio was cleared or not. Because he was at Raw, but he wasn't on the Rumble. So it makes sense storyline wise to have him there to congratulate Liv, but still, it was like, why wasn't he at the Rumble?
I mean,
but why? Listen, again, grievances being what they are, it's just it left a little bit to be desired. I would have liked to see a little bit more. What we got wasn't awful though. There's some good moments in all the matches. Stuff to talk about. Did
I feel like I needed to be in therapy sessions? No.
That was War Games.
Just like that I understood. War Games, definitely. Like I could have. I definitely understand why that needed to be therapy, but not with what happened at the Rumble, because it's just like it wasn't that bad. That really wasn't that bad.
Yeah, and it's not a case of the fact that you have to say it's not that bad means it's really bad. It was not that case. It just wasn't great either.
No, it wasn't. Like, it just wasn't. Like, it wasn't anything worth complaining about, in my opinion. There were some aspects of it that was just like, there should be criticisms, but I've seen a lot worse. Seen a lot better, but I've definitely seen a lot worse. Especially over the last 10 years. Over the last 10 or 15 years, there have been worse Rumbles than this year's. And again, I think a lot of us need to just kind of calm down, though, and be like, all right, maybe we need to stop, I guess, fantasy booking to the.
But you know what it is? I don't think it's just fantasy booking. I think part of it is the fact that we look at the Rumble as that big launching point, which, to be fair, it is. Like, I'm not saying it's not, but I think we need to start looking at it as fun again. I think that's the biggest issue when it comes down to it, because sometimes we're fantasy booking, sometimes we're why is that guy winning like we were last year?
How dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you say something should be fun?
Yep. But it just,
how dare you?
Like I said, the moment with Damian Priest, Mr. Iguana, and Layeska and the double choke slam, that was fun. That was funny. I'd love to see that stuff. Brock, while burying Ilya Dragunov, that was funny. It was. The whole running it back, oh, wait, no, you don't, I'm going to punch you in the face, that was funny. The women's match we already talked about, there were a lot of cool moments in that too, like Chelsea Green and Rhea Ripley, like Alba Fire helping Chelsea Green, like Jordan Grace in some of her eliminations, Lash Legend in some of her eliminations.
Who did Brock bury more, right? Who did Brock bury more? Let's come up with three examples.
Go.
Dragunov.
Okay.
Mustafa Ali. Or Ricochet.
Definitely the last two instead of Ilya Dragunov.
Exactly.
Still though,
he took some chops. I mean, I thought it was just a funny moment of just like he just no sold the.
It was.
It's just oh god.
Yeah, I didn't want it to be at that expense. It would have been funny if we buried like a Grande Americano or something like that. Maybe
you should eliminate him with the scream
or Austin Theory
like
actually.
Skyrim, like if you had the shout in Skyrim and just throws him over the top rope.
Over top rope scream, yeah. But yeah, like I said, man, like there was some good stuff. It's just I think people are always going to be disappointed, and that sucks because it's like it detracts from everything. I don't hate the fans that have expressed their displeasure. I think you're 100% warranted because it wasn't a great Rumble. It was okay. It was mid, like we said. I think you're entitled to feel a certain way about it. I do find the bald asshole chance pretty funny, not for nothing.
Oh no, he definitely deserves the chance. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he has just been. Ugh.
I think the Y2J stuff is where I'm like, yeah, no, that's stupid.
No, we don't.
You shouldn't have expected that. Yeah, you shouldn't have expected that.
This.
You shouldn't have expected it in the first place, and I get it, but just come on, just don't be stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was a Royal Rumble. I guess it was a lot to digest. I felt like.
Well, I feel like, yeah, that is definitely a lot to digest. It could have been worse. That's pretty much my whole adage from the whole thing. It's like, well, that could have been worse. Could have been better, but it could have been worse.
Yeah, 100% could have been worse.
So,
and that's what people need to understand is like, we could have had Gunther win. We could have had, we could have had Braun Breaker win this match.
Jey Uso winning.
Oh, God.
Dead.
Ugh.
Sound down since day one-ish.
Just me, Use.
Theory could have won. Seth Rollins could have won. It could have been so much worse.
But you know who could have won? It was fucking Finn Balor.
Or LA Knight.
Or LA Knight, yeah.
I didn't want Cody Rhodes again, but
I do kind of want him to win a third, but not this year.
Not this year.
Maybe in a year or two, sure, but not right now.
Yeah. But I still was happy with everything. Like, I was happy with the winners, I'll say that. Not everything about the show, but I was happy with the winners, so to speak.
Yeah, me too.
So, anything else to add on to this week? Or are we pretty much just like...
I think we're done.
I think we're done, too.
It's tough. I mean, the only other thing I could say is completely unrelated to WWE, actually, is, first of all, I don't understand why he just gave Tommaso Ciampa the title when he just got there. And why the fuck did you have MJF job to Brody King?
Brody King is over. And that
he is, but dude, that was like a complete job.
Also, too,
like it was ugly.
That did create a moment that has gone viral and mainstream. It was covered by NBC News.
I did see that.
So it has brought them some really much needed mainstream attention. Don't get me wrong. They've produced some solid stuff, some solid shows as of late, but you still want that mainstream kind of connection, and hopefully get Mr. and Mrs. Walmart to tune in. So hopefully with their latest stuff, they're going to be able to do that and get some new kind of an audience from this. Hopefully they do. But to answer your question on the Brody King stuff, Brody King is pretty over.
I get that, but like I don't even think this was 5 minutes.
No, but it
was like a dismantling.
It did the right thing.
It did, but I just felt that it's like, that's your world champion. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, but I didn't mind it because if it creates a new star, which I think it's going to, because I think that
we'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah, that's true.
Or maybe this won't get injured like the last one. That won't
That's
matter
true. That's true. But yeah, maybe we'll talk about AEW next week. We'll see how that goes. We'll see what type of news they get into. If they can get some momentum coming out of this last show, which, again, mainstream attention. NBC's giving them coverage, so hopefully for them they'll be all right and get some new.
Yeah, can we get a TV deal now?
Can we get a TV deal?
You guys like us now, right?
Hey, how about Peacock? You guys need us, right?
That will be the day.
On that note, everybody, we will see you next week. Hopefully, you didn't hate the Rumble too bad. And we'll see you next week. Go, Pats! Enjoy the Super Bowl. Enjoy the commercials. But once again, go, Pats.